Good morning, good afternoon, uh, good evening, everyone. I want to take a short time to show you how our Rabbit management systems work. So, from this part here, this is our login page and account creation page. So, you can decide to install this. This will make your work easier when you want to uh, access the software easily. So, I want us to create an account with you guys. So, okay. So maybe I'll type it my maybe Joseph. I'll type in my name. That is Noiko. And the email that I'm going to input is this. Then I'll just add 54, 56, 34, 56. My phone number. Then password. I'll input my password to be 22. Then so for me, I don't need this. Then we register account. So we wait for this to register, then we can log in. So after registering the account, we are going to come here and log into our website. So input our email, then our password. Then we can now log into our account. So after logging successfully, you are going to see this page here. Email verification required and no and set up your phone. So for email verification, we need to verify your email because we're going to send you alerts and notifications. Then also, it will help us to reach out to you and to check if your email is working. So for me, I don't want to verify my email as per now. So I'm going to create a farm. So we need to create a farm for to get started. So I'm going to put the name of the farm. Maybe I'll name it maybe Kahawa. Then I can decide to I want to input the location of the farm. So I can use this button here to fetch directly the farm that I want to use. So that is the place that where maybe I'm situated right now. Okay, sorry. Then I can decide to put the size of the farm maybe 6 square meters. Sorry about that. Then description of the farm maybe it's rabbit only farm. That is not a must, and you can select the time zone that you are in. That is not a must. So maybe you can select uh, Nairobi. Nairobi. Select it, then create farm. So this is the dashboard part of the farm. So this is the overall dashboard of the farm. So this is the overall dashboard of the farm. So we have the overview, we have the hatches, we have the breeding, we have the health, feeding, earnings, reports, analytics, and calendar. So the overview has total rabbits on the farm, the pregnant dogs that you have on the farm, any health alert of any individual rabbit, and the active rows that we have. So for us to get started, we're going to add a row. So a row has hatches. So this row is going to have a capacity of 6 hatches. We can increase our hatches however much we want, maybe 8 hatches. And you can select maybe 4 levels. So meaning that it's going to be 2, 2, 2 4 levels. But having 2 levels going to have 4, 4. So it is 8 divided by 2. So it's easy to know the number of that you have, number of hatches. So retro. So you can describe your okay the row name I can name it maybe uh, okay I can name it can name it Suneka, that is it. I can name it that. Then I can come and create. I can decide also to add a description for the purpose of that rows in the hatch, maybe for breeding chinchilla. Then I can click create rows. So the row has been created. A row created has been created. So if you go to the hatches here, so we have this row that we've created here called Suneka. Then we have these levels. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each, and it is what we call a hatch. The A1, A2, A3, A4, B1, B2, B3, B4. So each hatch is going to have a rabbit. You can add a rabbit there. So you can decide also to expand your hatch whenever you want. You want to increase the size of the rows when maybe uh the number of hatches here are for rabbits because each rabbit is situated in each individual hatch. So we are going to add one rabbit here. So that is, it can take this rabbit ID, which is taken automatically. Then you can select whether it's gender to maybe female, then select the breed, maybe Flemish giant. The color can be black. Then the date, birth date. So if you know that the birth date of this rabbit, you can also put it. Also the kilograms that of that rabbit, maybe 2.3 kilograms, or maybe 3 kilograms. And as for now, we don't know that we don't have the father ID or the mother ID of the rabbit. We don't know them, but it's optional, so we don't need to add them. But if we know, we can input them. I'm assuming that have been this rabbit has been brought from outside, so it's hard to track maybe the father and the mother ID unless maybe you have that. So we are going to add our rabbit. So our rabbit has been added to our hatch. So we can also click here to view. This hatch called Suneka A1 has Flemish Giant Black. All the details concerning this rabbit are here. So far we don't have health records and also feeding schedule. So we can close here, also close here. So if you can see here, we've added another. We've added a rabbit. It's occupied. So we can come here also add another rabbit. Yeah, maybe now K002. This starting automatically. Male. Then maybe Angora. Then the color maybe gray. Birth date we can go back to whenever date that we then maybe 4 kilograms because males are also very heavy. Then create add our rabbit. So you can come here and see the rabbit. And close also you can see the show history. So with history you can know in that hatch what rabbit has been there. If maybe the rabbit was removed and maybe we are keeping history for that specific hatch. If a rabbit was removed, if, for example, you've removed a rabbit, you're going to keep history that a certain rabbit was there. So this is how the layout of the row management works. You can add several rows as much as you want. So maybe this one I can name it maybe uh, octopus, octopus, then 6 hatches, number of levels. I come and select 2 levels. Then the solution is not a must. Then you can create your row. So you see, you can have different types, as many rows as you can, depending on how many rabbits you have. So the one that we created is octopus row. So this one is going to have each side serving only 6 hatches with the first level, the second level, depending how you've organized uh, your row. So these are 6 hatches. So the next tab is the breeding management. So the breeding management has helps us to track breeding of our rabbits. So how does this help us track the breeding of our rabbits? So we have this something called a breeding planner, where we implemented a logic where we are going to avoid inbreeding. Inbreeding, we are talking about breeding rabbits that are coming from the same maybe genetics of the father and mother. So this breeding planner helps us to choose a better, to choose to avoid inbreeding, and also it's going to help us to keep track of the ones that have been breeded and the ones and what male has breeded what a certain dog. So this is we are going to select the it's going to list for us the those that are available, the available those for that are ready for breeding. Remember, we're going to list the those that are have reached the maturity for breeding. So we're going to select that. Then this doe also has reached maturity for breeding. So the system checks that if the two the back and the doe are compatible for breeding. Then if it's compatible, it will give you compatible for breeding and it will enable this. Then you click schedule for breeding. You see, yeah, so breeding scheduled successfully. So with this, it's going to tell you how many. So when you schedule breeding, meaning that uh, doe is now pregnant because it has breeded successfully. So it's going to send you a notification to my email. So I'm going to log into my email to show you it has sent me a notification concerning and what this email. Let me log into the email that I've registered the account to. So I'm going to come to my email. Just a moment. Okay, then it will send me this email here. So it's going to tell me this is an email that is going to be sent to my the one that the expected date for birth. Then the alert type is reading. Then it will give me the farm ID and also the rabbit ID and the hatch ID that for the breeding, the successful breeding success. That's the first notification that you get. Then apart from this, you're going to have an alert. We have this calendar here. So this calendar here is going to show you the dates. So for example, today, the events that have happened today is breeding has successfully occurred for this. So this calendar is going to help us keep track which date these doe and backward were breeded. Then it's going to give you the expected date of birth, which is September 2nd. So if we go to September 2nd, this is September 2nd. So this is going to be check the birth date, check if that doe has given birth. But the previous days, we are going to have a notification that are going to send you that from 27th, add a nesting box. You see, after breeding, so we are going to on 27th, you see this notification or upcoming notification. Add a nesting box for K001, which is the dog. The nesting box meaning that uh, that dog is almost going to give birth. So on 28th also, we are going to also send a notification to tell you to order nesting box if you've not had a nesting box. Same as 20. Then on 20, these 2 days are sending notification to tell you that you're supposed to order nesting box. Then 29th, check if that dog has given birth. Then also check if that dog has given birth on that date. So what happens is that now you're able to track and sending notifications. Also, sending notifications on keeping track of the breeding and also not forgetting which dates the dose has given birth. Then we're going to have these alerts here when you breed successfully, and then we're going to it tells you when the dose and back have mated and the expected dates, which are going to appear here. So that then the total rabbits that we have here is 2 at the moment. So as the breeding management. Then the health. This health is going to help us to keep the health status of our individual rabbits. So if, for example, you want to add maybe this dog had an issue or you want to add a health record. This is not working right now. We are working on this. So in this, you can, if a rabbit has a history of issue, you're able to record it and also keep track of it, the individual rabbits here. So it's going to list for you all the rabbits. And if you want to add a condition that a specific rabbit has, you can add the health record and review records from this part. Then we have that's the health part. Then the feeding this is working in progress. Working on progress on this part. We're going to track how you're feeding your rabbits morning, afternoon, and evening part. The amount of feeds that you're using weekly and the cost effectiveness of the feeds. So this is going to help us to track the amount of feeds that we're using on a maybe a day schedule or a weekly schedule or a monthly schedule. And then we have earnings. Earnings are going to help you to track the rabbit sales, total earnings, urine sales, or manure sales. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how these earnings work for by selling a rabbit. So if you go back here, you can decide to maybe sell one of our rabbits. Maybe for example, this back here. So you can come here and remove rabbit. So you can select a reason why you want to remove it from your from your farm. So maybe died, death, accident, or breeding alone, or retirement. You want to retire the dog or the back. So for us, we're going to select sell. Then maybe I'll sold it for 2,500 shillings. Then the weight maybe for 4 kilograms. Cell type, I'll say maybe whole rabbit. You can enter the name of the person who has bought it, maybe Joseph. Uh, and that's it. And the date of removal, then you can now include, now you can say remove rabbit. Okay, let me repeat the process again, maybe. So I'm going to select sell, maybe 2,500 shillings. Then currency is Kenyan shillings. Then for the whole rabbit, maybe save. Sell notes. So I can add here maybe selling, then remove rabbit. So the rabbit has been removed by through a sale. Then I'll close my part. So you see in level A, the rabbit has been removed. So if we go to the earnings here, it has reflected the number of the earnings that I've got. Rabbit sales, that is 500. Urine sales is 0. This is the earning records now. Now, these earning records will show you the whole or buyer and Joseph. You can also decide to add from here add earnings. Maybe I can say maybe urine sale. Buyer's name, I can say maybe Mwangi. Amount, maybe 500 shillings. Date, notes, maybe I'll say selling urine. Then I'll add my earnings. So this will be added automatically. So total earnings is 300 and 500 shillings. That's how earnings work. So you can track all your earnings from this part. Then we have reports. So reports has you can give how your farm is performing. So here we are going to be able to export all data. That is the breeding efficiency, this period, earnings, change, and everything in maybe PDF or Excel format of the reports. Then we have analytics. So finally, the analytics gives you all the analysis of how your farm is performing. This is from the total rabbits. So now we have one rabbit because we sold one rabbit. We have the total earnings, the average weight of your rabbits in the farm, and the pregnant loads. Then we can also see how the age distribution, breeding distribution, gender distribution. We have one because we we sold that pregnant doe that we are all that are already that was already pregnant. Then you can also show the financial analysis. Under the financial analysis, we have the monthly earnings, the feeding consumption that you're going to get from the feeding plan and the cost of the feeds. Then it shows in the occupancy of the hatches. So we have 14% occupied. The occupied is really less compared to the ones that we have. Then you can also show the health and growth and also the operations of the farm, the performance indicators on how your farm is indicating, and more data that is going to come. So another thing that I wanted to show you is when you click total rabbits here, you are going to see all the rabbits that you have in the column. This is not loading. No, okay, let me go back. Yeah, this should show you all the colony should show you all the rabbits that you have.